it's your girl Pili. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm talking about different types of abuse. People often assume physical violence when they hear about abuse in a relationship, which is not often the case. Now, dating abuse is when one partner tries to exert control or power over the other partner, and physical violence is just one type of abuse. Now, it's important to know that no one deserves to experience any type of abuse. It's also important to know that any kind of abuse is serious in its own capacity. It's also important to identify the common types of abuse so that you are able to know or to see the signs if ever you experience abuse in your relationship. It's also important for you to know that if you see one or two of these signs in your relationship, it's a red flag that abuse could be present in your relationship. Now, I'm just going to list the different kinds of abuse. You have physical abuse, you have emotional or verbal abuse, you have sexual abuse, you have digital abuse, you have stalking, you have financial abuse. Now, when it comes to physical abuse is different because you can see the signs, and physical abuse always starts subtle. Somebody doesn't just get up one day and it's abusive. The signs are always gradual. It moves from maybe a shove to a slap, and then it becomes too physical. And physical abuse is any unwanted contact with your body or anything that is done to you with the intention of causing you harm, injury, or even death. So physical abuse, like I've said, is subtle. You would sometimes somebody may shove you against the wall. Somebody may it has graduated from threatening you, to shoving you against the wall, maybe slapping you, pinning you down, and all of that. And physical abuse is different because you can actually see the signs that somebody has maybe been abused. You may see bruises, you may see cuts, wounds, black eyes, and all of that. Now, emotional or verbal abuse is different because the signs are not there, but the person may be suffering. So if you're not keen, you may not know or identify that this person is actually suffering from emotional abuse. Now, emotional abuse will include non-physical acts like maybe intimidation, threats, or insult. The person is insulting you. You are good for nothing. You are a fool. You are useless. The person will threaten you. I'll kill you. I'll beat you. I would cut you off financially. I'm going to disown you. Those kind of things, like you're nothing without me. Without me, you're nothing. I picked you from the gutter. Nobody will want you. Like, if I don't have you, nobody else would, because nobody will want you. I'm the only person who can love you the way you are. Those kind of things that people always say in a relationship. Constant monitoring, checking on you, constantly humiliating you, intimidating you, trying to isolate you from your friends. Now, the reason why they will always use these isolation tactics is because you know that if you're a strong person and you're amongst maybe your friends, your peers, and stuff like that, there's always, they say, people build each other up. If your company is the type that is strong, like they will tell you you're in an abusive relationship, or this behavior is wrong, it's not correct. Your partner will want to isolate you from those people for fear that they may give you advice, or they may ask you to leave, or they may realize that you're being abused, because sometimes the person in the relationship is obvious to the abuse. The person does not know, is oblivious, something like that, to the abuse. The person does not realize that it's actually an abusive relationship. Another type of abuse is financial abuse. Financial abuse is subtle, but it's also very harmful. This is when your partner may like deny you access. You may have a joint bank account. He deny access to money, to the account. He wants to control, the finances, because they always say that money is power. So he doesn't give you access to your finances, and you cannot do anything without coming to him for money. You cannot buy, you cannot sell, you cannot do. And sometimes your partner refuses you from working. Your partner stops you from working because he wants you to be dependent on him or her financially. Another form is digital abuse. This is the use of technologies like texting, media, to bully you, to harm you, to intimidate you, and it's a form of verbal abuse or emotional abuse conducted by one partner, used by one partner on the other party. Another form of abuse is stalking. Now, stalking is, when somebody is often following you, trying to find out, trying to see what you're doing. Mostly happens mostly in the Western world, when you hear that somebody was stalking this person, trying to find out what the person is doing. And it's stalking is scary because you are afraid, you become afraid of the person, especially if the person is a violent person. The person, some people just stalk you to scare you, to make you to know that I'm around, I'm watching anything you do, I'm watching you. And then another form of abuse is subtle. A person becomes trapped in sexual abuse gradually. It doesn't just happen. It's common for the victim to forgive unacceptable behavior, once in a while, two times in a while, their significant other, because they love the person, because they don't want to, cause trouble to the person. They don't want to report the abuse and all of that. When the person abuses you, the person says they are sorry. Now, when someone forces you or coerces you to having sexual relations, the person may apologize, you know, because I believe that when the person says no is no, anything after that is sexual abuse. So when a woman says no or a man says no, and then you force that person or you threaten or intimidate that person to have sex with you, that is abuse. And small altercations will always lead to a bigger circle of repetitive or serious harm. Now, people who are physically violent may likely be sexually abusive towards their partners. Sexual abuse includes forcing the victim to dress in a sexual way. So it's not only when you actually go and do the do, but when you're forcing somebody to dress in a way that is sexually provocative and the person is not comfortable to dress that way. It is manipulating the victim to have or perform sexual acts. It's insulting the your partner in a sexual way, using degrading language. And another one is demanding sex when your partner is tired, when your partner is sick. Some people are like that. Another one is hurting the victim with weapons or objects. Another type is sexual coercion. This is forcing somebody to have sex. This goes especially to teenage and young people. When when a boy meets a girl, and maybe this girl, she may have grown up maybe in church, or she just has values and she says sex can wait, and then now you are coercing that person, you're forcing that person to have sex with you, and which is very, very wrong. In forcing somebody to have sexual contact or to have sex, or pressuring somebody to have sex after he or she has said no. Now, when a girl says no, her no is no, making them to feel threatened, to afraid of what may happen to them if they say no to you. That is another form of sexual. That's another form of sexual abuse. Manipulating them to feel that they owe you sex because they are in a relationship with you. Now, I'm speaking especially to youth. The fact that you're in a relationship is not a guarantee that you should be having sex. Sex is meant for married people. If you are in a relationship, sex is not for you. If you feel that you are matured and you are prepared for marriage and you want to get into a relationship, courtship, or whatsoever, sex is not the way to go about it. So sometimes people will pressure you because they feel that being in a relationship automatically means that you should be having sex, which is not the case. Now, it's also sexual abuse when you use alcohol to lower someone's inhibition, to lower their senses, to make them like feel high. So sometimes people will give you alcohol in excess so that you are no longer on your senses, you can no longer maybe make reasonable decisions because they want to have sex with you. Another one is when you're reacting negatively with anger, sadness, resentment, because simply because your partner said no to sex. I always say, when a woman says no, her no is no. It doesn't matter how sexually excited you are. It doesn't matter if everybody in the palace is standing up for the chief. It doesn't matter how far you had gone with her. When she says no, anything after that is rape. So it's important for us to know. I know this video is long. Thank you guys so much for watching. The aim is that somebody, some out there, may wake up. If you are in an abusive relationship, your eyes should be open and you should seek help. Seek help. It's not easy. I know that it's not easy to live. I know that it is difficult, but it is possible. With God, all things are possible. Seek help, get out, speak up, speak out about the abuse. Because sometimes just bottling it in is a problem. But when you speak out, when you talk about it to somebody that can help you come out of it, it's going to help you a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Have an amazing week. Bye bye.